Good morning, my dear students. For me, it's a great pleasure being with you here again, and I wanted to tell you welcome to your virtual English class. This is for my dear ninth grade students, and I wanted to tell you as well that for me it is important and I want you to take advantage of this time. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, please let me know and be pretty sure that I am going to be here in order to help you. Even though these days have been not so easy, I want you to remember that all your teachers and also I am here in order to help you and in order to make you to take advantage of this time. Okay, so for that reason, in this class, I am going to let you know what you are going to be doing in our virtual class. Okay, so first of all, it is important to show you the class overview. This is the general thing that we are going to be doing in here. First of all, we are going to be watching this video, and in this video I am going to give you all the instructions. So for that reason, it is important that you watch this video from the beginning until the end. Okay, so in the second part, I am going to give you my link in order for you to join to my class through Skype. And also we have already created the group in Skype, so for that reason it is going to be easier. And after that, once we are in the Skype group, I am going to start giving a feedback, and this feedback is going to be about reported speech because I could see that you had some difficulties with that topic. Okay, so I am going to give you the feedback and I am going to be answering the questions that you have, and also I am going to be solving the homework that you did. Okay, and now let's continue. We are going to be practicing get reading, and for that we are going to use the reading in your Think Students book on page 90. And after that we are going to finish with an activity, and it is going to be get writing, and for that we are going to use your Think Students book as well, but this time it is going to be in page 91. Okay, so now we are going to continue with the instructions in here. Let me check. Okay, I have already checked this, and first of all I am going to start the class doing this review, this general review. This is the feedback that I am going to give, and this is the paper that I am going to be using. So first of all, I am going to start explaining the direct speech and how we can report these sentences. It is important for you to take into account that I am going to be doing the general review with all the grammatical tenses. So pay attention in here. First of all, I am going to start with present simple and the reported speech in past simple. In that way, I am going to continue in the same form with the present continuous, past simple, present perfect. Also, I am going to check the future tenses. As you already know, we have two ways of expressing future, the general forms. It is in will and also going to. And we are going to check how we can work in reported speech when we are going to talk about future tenses. Okay, and also it is important to check because I could see that you have some doubts about this with the modal verbs. You already know that the modal verbs are special verbs, and I am also explain these verbs and you can see them here. I am going to explain you how can becomes could, how may becomes might, how must becomes had to. Every single thing I am going to be explaining in the class. And also it is important to show you some special forms and some special ways of the direct speech and reported speech. So here I have some special cases. For example, could, would, should, might, and all the verbs that are in the past perfect, and they don't change. So for that reason I am going to be explaining these exceptions. Also, it is important to take into account the time expressions. I could see that some of you had some troubles with the time expressions, and for that reason I have created this instruction in here, and in the class I am going to be explaining how they work. For example, today in direct speech becomes that day in reported speech. Yesterday in direct speech becomes the day before in reported speech, and I am going to be explaining all these things. Okay. Also, I am going to be taking into account this explanation. I am going to be solving this exercise. So I want you to have this exercise ready because I am going to be solving this one. So please have ready this exercise. En la clase también voy a estar explicando y resolviendo este ejercicio en el cual yo pude ver que ustedes tuvieron algunas dudas. Por lo tanto, quiero que este documento lo tengan a mano en el momento de desarrollar el ejercicio. Okay? So we are going to continue with this also. And finally, we are going to continue with this one. We are going to go to our Think Students book. This is going to be in Unit 9. So we are going to carry on working in Unit 9, but we are going to continue with the reading. First of all, we are going to start with the reading practice and the page 90. Okay, page 90. And we are going to do this reading. This is going to be the practice for kid reading comprehension. And we are going to do this reading and we are going to practice connecting words. And for that reason, we are going to move to these questions in this part. For example, point number 3. What we are going to do in here is to practice connecting words. Lo que vamos a hacer aquí es practicar connecting words porque eso les va a servir mucho al momento de ustedes realizar el examen de comprensión de lectura con formato. So, for that reason, let's do the first example. Por esa razón, vamos a hacer el primer ejemplo. Okay? In this case, I think that we are going to start with this. What was the weather like? How can we do connecting words? ¿Cómo hacemos connecting words? Vamos a la lectura. Vamos a esta lectura. Vamos a empezar a leer esta parte. And we are going to see that in the first paragraph, we have the answers. For example, I was walking home from my office on January evening. It was a Monday. The weather was very cold and there were some low clouds around the tops of buildings. And as you can see here we have the answers. So in order to do connecting words, we are going to use we are going to underline these words. Okay, so I'm going to choose a color. It is important for you to choose a different color because it is important for your memory and for your brain. For example, the question was, what was the weather like? La pregunta fue, ¿cómo está el clima? So the connecting words, the key words is going to be weather, cold, and some clouds. And here you have the answer. Okay, so you have the answer in paragraph 1. This is paragraph 1 in line 2. This is the answer, and this is the way that we are going to be doing connecting words. Okay, and finally we are going to continue with the rest of the questions, and also in the end we are going to do this writing exercise, and we are going to be writing a blog about what you think happened to the missing helicopter. This is going to be taking into account the reading that we are going to be doing in the class. Okay, so my dear students, that's everything. That's all for today, and I think that you are going to be ready for the class. So I'm so glad that you are in here, and I hope to see you all in my class.